All right.
And we're live.
Right.
We're live. All right. What's up? What's up? It's your girl Hasina.
Dr. Lanisha checking in.
And it's your homegirl from your other homeboy and your homegirl, Dr. Net Love. What's up?
Welcome to Three the Hard Way, y'all. You already know what it is. This is the podcast where the truth is unfiltered, baby. We don't hold nothing back. What's up, y'all?
Hey. Look, okay. We are back with another episode talking about the wild, wonderful, and y'all know sometimes the messy world of life and relationships.
Period. And look, we're here to keep it real, keep it a buck, be our true, authentic selves. Ain't no right answers. Come as you are. Okay. We just want to make sure we create an environment where everybody feels seen.
That's right. And it does not matter what your relationship status are. Single, dating, married, is messy and complicated. Either way, there will be some gems in this podcast for you.
For sure. So, in true three, the hard way fashion, it's time to laugh, reflect, and take the actionable steps towards the life of your dreams.
Yeah.
We are here to do the hard work and the hard work together. So let's get it cracking.
Let's get into it, y'all. What's going on, ladies?
Well,
not much. Do we have any shout outs?
You took the words right out of my mouth, honey. I don't. I definitely don't have no shout outs other than shout out to us.
Shout out
being on a new platform, StreamYard. You know?
And on IG. So IG, if you see us,
we know. We in now.
Let us know. Let us know if you on IG. Send us the messages, something, so we can know if we over there.
We testing.
But with no shout outs, I guess we'll go ahead and get into them.
Yeah, I got
you got one?
You got a shout out.
Hold on.
Shout out to everybody who did some community service on Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday on Monday.
You're right.
Everybody did some for their community, or just, maybe you took a day just to rest, but at least you was intentional about MLK Day.
Round of applause.
I know that's right.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's slide right into Grows and Glows with Dr. Lanisha.
All right, y'all. Grows and glows. Listen, I think it's about the same as last week. I made it through the week because this week tried to take me out again, but I'm here. I mean, from community service to, clients, it's being rough, to breaking news is something new in this daggone country.
Yeah.
It's wild. But I did want to take a moment to just send my condolences to the family of Rebecca White, the therapist who was unalived by one of her former clients. And I hope that I got her name right. I think it was Rebecca Wright, but I just want to, send condolences, and it's just disheartening to hear that.
Hard work out here to help people.
Well, with that being said, Dr. Lanisha, I think for me, I'm just going to go ahead and put gratitude for my grows and glows, because I swear from one day to the next, it is not promised. And I'm just grateful to be here. I am grateful to be here on this Friday night. So that'll do it for me. Dr. Love, what about you? Any grows and glows this week?
Well, first I'm gonna say, hey, John, who always show up.
What's up, John?
And you got the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, and I be trying to make it. I be having issues every Tuesday. No, seriously, I got my bar class on Tuesdays. But But grows and glows, I'm just gonna say consistency. You know, the race is not given to the swift, but to they who endure. So my grow and glow for this week is gonna be just being consistent because I had some tough days where I just did not feel like doing my workout, doing my juicing, doing, whatever it was that I know I need to do. And so my grow and my glow is just being consistent and pushing through even when you don't feel it, because it's gonna be
Yes,
days you don't feel it.
absolutely. I'm with you
Totally.
on that. Woo!
Yes.
Well, with that being said, ladies, let's slide right into this topic. This week, we are talking about female breadwinners.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you know what? I'm going to preface today's discussion with I'm going to try to be as less biased as possible. Okay. Like, I really want us to have a well rounded conversation. Everybody that pulled up to chat with us, please make sure y'all hop in the comments. If anybody feeling froggy, you could come up on the panel. But we're going to really get into those dynamics when the woman makes the most money in the relationship, in the marriage. How do those dynamics affect your day to day? We're
Mhm.
going to talk about that ego, because most of the time you expect that the man carry the weight. But in 2026, it looks very different for
Mhm.
a lot of households. And
Mhm.
more often than not, I'm finding that women are carrying the load. So let's get into it, ladies.
Mm. Well, I'll just jump out there. I don't know if we showing up on IG, so we'll cross that
Well,
bridge.
let's see.
So I will say this. So John, we had a little pregame to the conversation. we
Oh,
pre-gamed a little bit, and he said something that was, I agree. He's like, the climate of the workforce right now is not like how it used to be. I'm kind of speaking on your behalf. It's not how it used to be where a man made $1, a woman made 50 cents. Now women are in career fields that
yeah.
are thriving. And so, for example, he mentioned how, he thought social workers didn't make a lot of bread. And so I'm like, yeah, I know some social workers that are making over $100 an hour. You see
Wow.
what I'm saying? Like, and so the climate of our career force has changed, and is room for women, especially in fields that are flooded. Like social services, behavioral health is flooded with women. But if you figure out how to navigate, you see what I'm saying? You
Hmm.
can make a good living. And so the climate of the workforce has changed, even in leadership. I feel like it's plenty of us, at the top of the food chain. That probably wasn't the case years ago.
Yeah.
So then I guess the question is, can your man in some instances make what you making? Like, is it even possible? Depending on what he does for a living. And so what is he expected to do? Is he expected to work 75, 80 hours a week so he could match your income or exceed it? I don't know.
Mhm.
I think.
I'm going to say for me, I wouldn't want that.
Mhm.
I wouldn't want my man killing himself, bending over backwards to match me, because then that's giving we're in competition with each other.
Mm.
If we are in fact a partnership, I think overall the theme should be balance for
Mhm.
both.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I think that kind of gets lost in our culture, at least from what I have seen. It's not a competition.
Mhm.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think that there are these roles, beliefs, narratives of what relationships should look like. And
Yes.
then there are those internal conflicts that we have as women, but also as men as well. But we talking about women being a breadwinner, there's this thing of, I know for me, I was always taught like, hey, you better get with a nigga that make more money than you. He got to be able to take care of you and all of these things. But as I started to grow my income, my earning potential, and just me being a hustler anyway. I'm like, I gotta figure out how to get this money by tomorrow type shit. You know, it opened my eyes to where we are now in terms of like men are not making as much as women, especially like Dr. Love said, given their career, where they work, the state they live in, you know, all of those things need to be taken into consideration. So I don't know. It's kind of tough.
Well, let me ask you ladies this and answer honestly, because it's 3 the hard way and we don't do no truth filtering. Does it change your attraction towards your partner when you take on that financial responsibility? When you carry that load and carry that weight, does it change how you see them? And they could be a great person. This has nothing to do with personality, character. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the nitty gritty. Are you less attracted to that man because he's not carrying the financial weight of the family, of the household?
I jump out there. I'm gonna say I'm not less attractive. I'm attracted. I'm less attracted if you don't have no ambition. If you don't have ambition,
that's good.
Just leave me alone. Because if you say you caught a case and you making $17 an hour, you know what I'm saying, but you trying to find your strategy, you not sitting at the crib frolicking on the game for hours, knowing you ain't gonna be able to pay half the mortgage. You know what I'm saying? And you're I paint where you can't, right? You finding ways to create resources for the family.
Yes.
Like, that to me, that ambition and that motivation is gonna still turn me on. But if you not financially comfortable, and you lack ambition, and you're okay with me being able to take trips and you can't, you okay with with me being able to get the groceries this month and you tight, you okay with that? We got problems if you okay with it, sir. I don't want you to always be thinking about it, but just always be willing to do your best.
Yep.
Absolutely. I gotta agree. Now, John asked how much of the financial discrepancy is acceptable.
You ain't gotta make nothing, baby John. I tell you, it's okay. Not this way.
What y'all think? How much? Do you have a line in the sand where it's just like, okay, 50,000 is not sustainable, 30,000 is not sustainable? Because let's be honest, ladies, like once you work so hard to reach a certain point in your career, and I can specifically say, especially you two, as doctors in your fields, you live a certain lifestyle. You get accustomed to certain things. So is there a line in the sand where it's like, you don't make enough and I can't partner with that?
Dr. Nisha, I got something, but I don't want to jump over. You got something for I?
So I was going to say, I don't think that I can put a number amount to it. Okay. But it goes back to that drive, that ambition, that willingness, that execution of, all right, I don't make enough money, but shit, if I got to go out here and do X, Y, and Z so that you don't have to do X, Y, Z, double D, all the shit.
Please.
As long as you don't have to do all of that, then, you know what I'm saying, I'm okay. The problem for me comes in is when you see me out here hustling, you are able to use my resources and okay with using my resources that I've worked for, and you just like, well, this just it. This all I'm gonna bring in. And again, I definitely understand that in this climate, I mean, jobs are scarce. People get laid off left and right.
Yeah.
Eggs cost $87,000 fucking dollars. Like, it's a lot. I mean, the narrative of finances or the conversations around finances need to happen and be happening constantly as things are ever changing. So I can't really put a number on it, but If you got that ambition, we'll figure something out.
Well, you know what? Kudos to y'all because I don't got time for none of that shit. And I'm just not doing it. For me, I don't really have a number for what you have to be making, but you got to be able to cover this rent. Wherever we living, if you can't cover that, that's my line. And that's not to say that we're not partners, but I would be lying if I said my attraction wouldn't change, because it would, because as my man, as my partner, as my husband, I need to know that you can cover this household. Maybe you paid the mortgage and you don't got no money left for groceries. I got the groceries. You don't got no money left for utilities. I got the utilities. But for me, and I can't even explain why it is that way, I just need you to be able to cover where we lay.
Okay. And I think we pretty much, well, I know I'm saying that's the same thing for me. Like, you got to take care of where we live at. We got to have somewhere to live.
If I got to do everything else.
Well, I don't know about anything else, but we can talk. We can have a conversation.
We can chop it up.
Now, I got two things for y'all, okay? The first thing is, y'all know y'all be bougie with where y'all live. So now don't be talking about he got to take care of it, but y'all want to live in a penthouse downtown. Because you can afford that and he can't. So when men say, I'll take care of it, but we're gonna live on this, third floor in this condo over here, you ain't gonna get no skyline view. You know what I'm saying?
That's tough.
Then
that's tough.
I
could see if things changed and that happened as a result of some life event. But when you coming in the door, for the single people out there, when you coming in the door, you see what standard of living that this man or this woman is operating at. And I do think it's a problem if that gets lowered, because that's not what we're doing.
Right.
Again, traumatic life event, something popped off, job loss, like Dr. Niche said, things happen. But we're not going to step in the door downgrading. That's a hard no.
Now, I just wanted to say this. Now, don't get yourselves tripped up, because some of these men may not make a whole lot in their jobs. But listen, this about to be horrible, okay? But we're maturing. Some people are inheriting things. Some folks got life insurance policies on their 99-year-old uncle. You know what I'm saying? Live in Alabama or somewhere in Mississippi. And I'm just saying, he might be making a little something now that ain't hitting all the corners, but this man might come into some money soon. All I'm saying is, you never know.
Keep an open mind. We have to keep an open mind.
I agree.
I got questions. How your mother and father have their own homes? Yeah. Okay, how old are they, sir?
Right.
No, that's good.
But now let me ask you this. How long are we expected to keep said open mind?
To keep saying, well, what's the life expectancy of I'm horrible. Let me see.
No, honestly, that's so valid. Like, I know some personal scenarios where that is actually the case. But let me ask y'all this. As breadwinners, do you have all the decision-making power? Do you feel like, okay, I'm covering 60, 70% of the things that we pay, that we do? Do you hold the decision-making power in the family as the breadwinner?
If your man did that, you'd be pissed. So I feel like it's a no.
It's a no for you. No. What about you, Dr. Nee?
It's a no for me too. Like, I don't want to hold all the decisions. Look, I want to live a life where I can think as least as possible. I don't want to always be thinking. I don't want to make the decisions about a lot of things. But what I will say is that I won't waver on the conversations that are necessary to make sure that we are figuring out what it looks like, trying to be like, all right, now, this month, this our vacation month. So these months prior to this, we got to save, we got to plan, we got to live it up. All right, you got to do something extra. I'll take these months to do something extra. Like, those are the conversations that we have to have. And I'm not wavering on it. So it ain't no long-term thing where I'm over here looking at you disgusted as fuck because you only make a certain amount of money but you could be outside doing something else. Or I can be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this. I don't really want to do this, but I'm gonna do this.
Yeah,
This means that you're gonna have to do these things. So
absolutely. And
for
then
me,
that
it's
sounds
all
like
in the
partnership.
conversation.
That is the difference maker. If it's partnership, then neither person is going to have a problem with making those pivots. Like, okay, I really wasn't trying to pick up no side work, but we're a team, and if that's gonna make us realize the dream a little bit faster, then I'm gonna do that, whatever that might look like. But the secret sauce is the balance. It really is the balance. But what happens a lot of times, y'all, is that a woman is the breadwinner, but then she's also carrying the physical load at home. She's carrying the mental and the emotional load with the children. And that's the disconnect. And I think because by nature, usually men are not so nurturing, they just don't do it.
Yeah.
But then it's like this invisible labor added onto my job that I have to go to every day. And now this relationship is imbalanced and women become resentful.
So now I will say on the flip side of that, I was in a marriage early in life, ages ago, where our roles were reversed. I was the primary breadwinner. He was the nurturer. He grew up around children. His siblings had children. He knew how to swaddle and shit. I hadn't even heard of that before.
That's impressive.
And so like our roles were reversed, and it was cool with me. He didn't like it. He hated it. We were living a very comfortable lifestyle, but he had to be domestic because I was making the bread, and he hated it. And obviously it didn't turn out too good.
So Dr. Love, about that, like, was it his ego that was bruised? What was it that he hated? Was it the weight of actually being a parent at home? What was the hate towards?
I don't know if I could even answer that because I gave options. I was like, if you want to start you a business, if you want to go back to school, he didn't want to do a business. He didn't enjoy going to school. He wasn't really finding luck with employment, but being at home with the kids, he didn't enjoy either. And I'm like, bro, do you want to fly to Mars? What else is left? You know what I'm saying? What else is left?
Yeah.
But I think he was having his own internal struggles because I didn't make it weird. I ain't say, where my dinner? I just got home. Where my dinner at? It was not weird, but he didn't like the role reversal. So
wow.
It didn't work.
That's not surprising. I mean, I don't know. I'm biased. I just don't think men belong in that role. Call me old school, call me traditional. For me personally, there's nothing wrong with it, but for me, that could never work. I could never be okay with that.
I wouldn't choose it now. No house man now. No. Please go somewhere.
John said, I'm not saying struggle like James in Florida, George and Wheezy. Maybe a stretch. But what about Martin and Gina? Give me Martin and Gina all day, every day. I'll take that. Because with that example, John, it's not like materialism was at the heart of the relationship. It was actually love. So for me, I'm cool with that. That will work for me all day.
That's cute. Well, I just want to be able to have my fun. I'm not even looking at your check. But when July come and we want to go on our 4th of July excursion, I just need you to be prepared. That's my thing. Like I don't want to be hindered. And I think that's the and I could be wrong. This could be gender bias, but I feel like, to your point, Hasina, I think men having a woman that lacks you can become accustomed to. You know what I'm saying? Because she knows she do stuff on your beat. Like we travel when you can pay for, I don't know. But when it's the reverse, if I can't do something, the last thing, and I'm be honest, like I ain't worried about what you make, but if you got to ask me for something, sometimes that feel a little weird too. Now, it depends on
how can you avoid that?
Now you
Dr.
asking
Love,
something big. Something big is one thing. Something small like your phone bill.
that's an issue.
Cause I'm be like, sir, why you ain't budget to pay your phone? Why you can't? I don't know. But if it's big, like, hey, babe, look at this boat, you know, you want in, or I'm thinking about this property. I'm like, okay, daddy, but you like, you
I
know,
can see that.
I still own this card and I ain't putting up to the side this month. That is probably gonna make me feel a little funky.
Yeah.
I mean, but isn't that unavoidable? Like, how can you bypass that if your salary is double his? So, like I said earlier, at some point, it's going to become an issue because he cannot keep up.
I feel like there's gonna be issues in it either way. Somebody not gonna like something the breadwinner says or does, or not want to ask, or they have these roles. But I just feel like everybody gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? If you know you can't handle the lifestyle of this woman, you probably shouldn't be trying to date her.
Yeah, there we go.
Probably shouldn't be trying to marry her.
There we
You
go.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And as women, if we know that, you know, shit gonna be weird, we not gonna like certain things, we gotta start being honest too and saying, like, you know, love just ain't enough. Because if you come and ask me for your phone bill, you ask me for gas, or your check don't stretch till you get paid again, there will start to be that resentment.
Gas money tough.
Not to mention the invisible labor that you talked about, Hasina. I gotta make all the decisions. I gotta make most of the money, and I gotta make all of the decisions. And you're looking to me for certain things. Like,
That's
you want to hit. I'm sorry.
That's too much.
right.
I mean,
and you want to
we didn't even make it to that. We didn't even get there, but like that's a big part of it as well. And then this is a whole nother question. Do y'all think the tradition, and when I say gender roles, I'm not talking about washing dishes and taking out the garbage. I'm just talking about that period in time where the man did and wanted to provide for his family. Did we play a role continuing to climb the corporate ladder in destroying that, in dismantling that? Did we create a situation where they don't have room to be in that role?
That could be the case. Now, if we taking it back now, we got to think about the emotional and mental health of women, that where the men were the breadwinners. A lot of our aunties and grandmothers and great grandmothers, they was getting their ass whooped.
That's the second time I heard that.
They were. Like, it was a lot that was going on. We haven't touched on this, but just being a breadwinner in general, there's this sense of control that sometimes we have, these expectations that we have. I know it's like that for men. Like, you know, Cash Doll said it, the rich ones try to control you.
Yeah, that's
the ones that's making the money. It's a little bit different with women, but I mean, there's still these expectations, I believe, that we have on these men too. Like, you know, you could at least go wash my fucking car, put some gas in my, you know, these certain type of things. There is that element of control that happens in those relationships. So I don't know if I'm like super old school, but I definitely know I ain't new school either.
You're a city girl, but you also ain't no,
you know.
But I mean, that speaks to who we are as females, because all three of us agree that we don't want to assume the decision-making power as the breadwinner. But on the flip side, men are controlling, egotistical assholes sometimes when they are the breadwinner. So for me, I just, that double standard is wild. It's wild.
You might get a motherfucker, y'all make around the same amount. You know what I'm saying?
Now let me say this.
I
do know some females who are controlling and more, and are assholes too. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yep.
But the men don't speak up about that type of stuff often. Women, we gonna communicate with each other. We talking about our issues.
Absolutely.
Men don't really talk about, yeah, when I get home, I'm about to get shit slapped out of me because I ain't take the garbage out on time. They be going through that stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and then sometimes I've even known women to like they the main breadwinner and you out late, you come back and your phone ain't even on.
Ooh, I done changed the Wi-Fi on the motherfucker a time or two.
Okay, so sometimes women will react. You know, if they're the main breadwinner, they may react out of emotion because it's like, hold on, don't have me taking care of most of the responsibilities, and you got the nerve to be doing shit. You know, you doing stuff. And
I mean, men have a shit ton of audacity, generally speaking. Generally speaking, no, they do, but I feel like that's our fault to a certain extent because we allow way too much to go
Yep.
down. And when it's time to correct or redirect, we've often let it go too far. And you
Mhm.
can't pull those reins back. And so that's why sometimes I have the opinions that I do is because I don't even want to tiptoe around in that area of me being the breadwinner, of me making all the decisions, of me running the household. That would never work for me. You need, ideally, I know shit happens, but ideally, you need to make significantly more money than me.
look, Professor Connor said we just blinked twice, so that's why I'm like, men don't talk about their struggles as like women do. They just, yeah, I get that. And then John said, champagne tastes with beer budget. That's tough. That's tough. But
Right.
I have known people to be irritated because they'll be on social media seeing how other people live, and then
Yes.
they'll get mad at their partner.
Yep.
And at first, it was cool that he was making $22 an hour. Then they go on social media and see somebody, man,
Yeah.
get put some roses in a Bugatti, and he didn't pick up and drove her to Mexico. And then your chick mad as hell, like, nigga, when is you gonna make some more money?
You
Like,
start feeling
why
saucy.
am
Yeah.
I here? Why am I
Yep.
here?
And realistically speaking, it's way more women than it is than men. We all can't have the niggas that's making 3x what we making.
Well, who want them? They got 6 bitches.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And then that's the other thing. So
And it's not, it's, I feel like that most recent divorce announcement, pending divorce between Christy and Desmond,
Jasmine.
for my fellow TikTokers, that is
Mhm.
a shining example of more money does not mean the problems are going to go away. And I don't want that to get lost on our listeners. Like, it doesn't mean if you check in a bag that everything's going to work out. It's about balance, balance, balance.
Mhm.
Because that invisible workload that we carry, most of us, it has to be addressed. And I have yet in 2026 experienced that getting the attention or the recognition that it deserves. Men need to understand that if you're not taking anything off of this plate, I don't care who making what.
Yeah.
You have got to take things off of your partner's plate in order to achieve the balance after the money.
Mhm.
Well, all right. Well, she said it. So
Y'all heard that shit.
we got a letter this week. I ain't mean to skip over.
Ooh, let's get, you know what? We do.
Oh,
We do. Let me get to it.
There's nothing to it but to do it.
Nothing to it but to do it.
let's do it.
All right. It is time for From the Group Chat. And y'all already know.
From
this
the
is
group chat. From the group
the
chat.
nerd submitting a
Listen,
letter.
our audio engineer said he was gonna get on it.
He said he's going to get on it.
Yeah.
I think we do need a new little mix.
Let's-
Okay. So let's jump right into it, y'all.
Okay.
This is the subject. I love him, but being the breadwinner is wearing me down. I've been with my partner for 5 years. We've been married for 2. I make significantly more money than he does, almost triple. At first, it didn't bother me. I was proud we were a team. Lately, I'm tired. I pay the bills, cover the emergencies, do the trip planning. Yes, he contributes what he can, but emotionally, I'm carrying everything. Here's the problem on top of all of that. If I bring up the money or his goals to try to get him to meet me halfway, he shuts down. He gets defensive. He even jokes that I'm the man of the house. Inside, I'm not laughing. It stings. I don't want to emasculate him, and I also don't want to dim my own light, but this imbalance is affecting me. How do I support him without losing myself? That's strong, sis.
Telling your chick to the man of the house is crazy.
Yeah, like, see, that's
you know what I'm saying. Like, what?
Oh, like, you might as well.
You wouldn't even say that out your mouth, though.
But this is how disconnected sometimes they can be. But I'm going to tell you straight up, for me, to give you some really concrete advice, I think you got to give that man a timeline. It sounds like he's just floating. He's just floating in your pool of success and stability. And if you snatch the rug from under him, he wouldn't have anything. That's what it sounds like. But you love him. Y'all are married and you want to support him. So I think you got to light a fire. Sometimes you just need a timeline. 3 months, 6 months, not to solve every problem, but to achieve at least one goal, to take at least one step towards improving that income. So I won't take up too much time. I want to know what y'all think. How can she support him without losing herself?
I mean, is she his mentor? We talking about telling this nigga to do some short-term and long-term goals. I mean, God,
that's the best I got. Y'all know this is not my wheelhouse. I can't.
No, I'm sorry. Do a vision board. Write the vision, make it plain. Do a vision board. Let me look and let you look. What you trying to do? And he needs to be figuring out. But that's that thing with potential. If you all got together and he told you he was working on a degree, he told you he was about to, anything you about him or her, anything they about to do, they ain't doing. Okay.
Red flag.
You know what I'm saying? So if you enter a relationship and you are hoping that they reach a pinnacle, a milestone, at some point, they should have reached that when y'all got together, you know, or you have to accept them as they are. So don't flip it. I think when you get with somebody and everything all kosher, I do know situations change. You have children, you move, you know what I'm saying? Things change, your bills increase, you know, so people do have to rise to the occasion. But if you met that person and this is what they presented with, and then you dissatisfied later,
that's on you, sis.
What you think, Dr. Lanish? How can she support him without losing herself?
I think she already supporting him financially. She already supporting him. She's already, it sounds like she's already believing in the potential he has or the dreams that he has. But then again, it goes back. I got to echo what Dr. Love is saying. It's like you enabling them. You know what I'm saying? How long are you supposed to wait for this person to get where ideally y'all come up with together they need to be? You know what I'm saying? Maybe she's not expecting them to make 3 times her amount or make what she make at all. But what is your plan? Where are we going? Right? I'm the breadwinner, but you know, maybe in the marriage he's the head of the house or the leader. Where are you leading us to?
It don't sound like nowhere. It sounds like she's doing everything. But this is my question before we leave the group chat to Dr. Love's response. Are we not allowed to grow tired? If this is working, year 5 arrives and it's not working for me anymore, am I wrong for growing tired? Yep. If I see that I'm losing myself, I really want to know what y'all take on that point specifically, because it can feel like a bait and switch. It can feel like that, but when are you allowed, and this is for a man or a woman, to grow tired? Like, I'm sick of this shit. I don't want to do this no more. I'm losing me now and I'm over it. Is that the same as a bait and switch?
No, I think as humans, we grow, we develop. I think the greatest skill of the ghetto adulting we have to do is to pivot. You have to know how to adjust and shift. And when people aren't shifting to the situation, like I said, okay, maybe we were at this income at this time in our life, but now we have a home. The water heater just went out. We need a fence. The kids are in sports. Our anniversary is coming. And you have to be willing to pivot, and it's back to that ambition and that motivation. If you are doing everything you can't give up on that person because they're doing everything they can. But if they're not adjusting to the climate, then now we got a different issue. So it's not so much bait and switch. We're not giving up. It's like we're not growing, and we all should be growing. Maybe if you can't pay for the fence, please get on YouTube and learn how to make it. I just need you to do, what I'm saying? Home Depot got hot water tanks. Figure out how to install it. Like, rise to the occasion.
Gotta find a closet. Yeah. Yes. I love that. That's good.
I wholeheartedly agree. And here's my thing. I would never say that anybody is wrong for changing their mind. The only thing that's constant is change. So you're going to change your mind. You might have just a switch, like this is not working anymore. So that's never wrong. But again, it goes down to okay, this has changed for me. I need to communicate this to you so you know where I stand. The problem lies in when someone changes, it's not communicated to the next person. And then now you're expecting them to understand that you've changed and rise to the expectations of your change. So I also think that, we're supposed to we should give grace, but at some point, we don't have an abundance of grace like God does. Okay.
We be running a little low.
No, I don't. And so I know at some point my grace is going to run out.
Absolutely. I got to agree. That's good, ladies. That was a plethora of advice. I hope that some part of that between the three of us helps guide you in your next steps with your marriage. But of course, we wish you the best of luck. We definitely want this Black love to last.
Yes.
All right. With that being said, let's slide to the pull-up.
I'm ready.
I'm out
here pancaking. I got on Chicago. I got on LA. I'm just out here for everybody.
All over the place.
Anyway, all right. So the pull-up challenge is we can down to the wire. So we're talking about female breadwinners. Yeah. And so I don't normally do this. Normally the pull-up challenge is for everybody. But this week the pull-up challenge is just for the ladies. Flipping it a little bit.
I like it.
So the pull-up challenge is to evaluate, okay, if you are a primary breadwinner or a majority revenue generator, because sometimes you're not the primary breadwinner if you make more. You know what I'm saying? Some men will give their last dime and say, baby, I just need a haircut, and then it will split everything with you, even if you make more. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a difference. But I just want us to look at ourselves. Let's look at ourselves. Do we have controlling tendencies? Do we get irritated with our partner when he, can't hit the target? And are we allowing ourselves to be creative in how he can paint where you can't? Because my thing is, if you have resources, how you contribute is not always monetary. Right. You see what I'm saying? So I just want us to kind of do a little soul searcher. And if you are the person that's bringing in most of the coin, let's just look at ourselves. Am I showing him a little irritation when he asks for that gas money? If I want to buy something for myself, do I feel? And I say that was me. I'm gonna tell myself, I used to feel guilty when I would want to buy myself something, because I always felt like I gotta buy him something too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
One day I was like, wow, I always gotta buy him something because I could afford to buy me something.
That's
Um,
good.
but you, trying to keep it balanced, and
Yeah.
I don't have those issues nowadays. So we're just gonna do a little soul searching. A little soul
Okay.
searching. If you bringing in a coin, how's that rolling out in your relationship?
I love that. That's good.
Yeah.
A little self eval.
So,
All right.
I like it.
Woo.
we
I
did.
know that talking about money in general is typically a sensitive subject, but I think we handled it well.
Yeah.
I think we did. We covered a lot of very important points, and I'm looking forward to this pull-up challenge because I will be transparent and say I always need a financial evaluation, reevaluation, because that was not my strong suit. So I'm always challenging myself to do better, be better, and grow in the money department. So I'm definitely gonna do this pull-up challenge. Pray for me.
We're gonna pray for each other.
Pray for me.
For sure.
I like spending money, but not my own child. Anyway.
Ooh, child. She said, you got to make more circles. We got to spend.
Okay. The Lord is working on me. John said, teamwork, true teamwork makes the dream work. I love that. That is a perfect way to end this episode. Thank you, everybody that pulled up for hanging out with us. If you said something that sparked a thought in you, maybe some of this commentary is exactly what's going on in your relationship. Please, please, please do us a favor.
And don't forget to share this podcast, share this episode with your friends, with your homies. Tell them to share with their people. Look, it is very selfish of you to keep this podcast to yourself, okay? Listen, somebody needs to hear this conversation that we've had today. And if something you heard on this episode was super meaningful, you want to send us a message or a letter, tag us on the socials. We would love to talk to you.
Yes. And if you want to be a guest, I keep telling y'all, we talk. Come through with the come throughs. If you want to be a guest and you want to, get in on one of our topics, hit us up on IG. Next week we will have this corrected, and we're gonna be everywhere next week.
We're gonna figure it out.
Right.
Figure it out.
Hit us up on IG, hit us up wherever. If you want to be a guest, if you see a topic that you like, come holler at us. And that's it. That's all.
All right. This was awesome. We gonna slide up out of here until next Friday.
See y'all later.